The Table is Yours podcast contains content that may not be suitable for some audiences, such as themes of violence, swearing, sexual language, alcohol, and death. We advise you to check the episode description for any other specific content warnings. Please, if any sequences or episodes are ever triggering or uncomfortable in any way, we ask you to take a pause from the episode or skip it entirely. It is important that our table is a safe space for everyone, including you.
The Table is Yours podcast is a role-playing adventure show where a bunch of friends around a table and through video call play tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons. Together, we hope to bring the joy and fun of our game to you wherever you are, as if you're part of our table. For when you're sitting, creating, and playing with us, the table is yours.
Hello, and welcome to The Table is Yours, a role-playing adventure show where a bunch of friends sit around a table and through video call to play what? Usually Dungeons & Dragons. But today, we are doing another offshoot, what do we call them? Side quest.
Side quest?
Side quest.
There you go.
But this week, we will be playing Chaosium's 7th edition of Call of Cthulhu. Quick disclaimer, just because I think it's important to say, Lovecraft is a very influential person on horror. He sucked. We all know that. We're not going to be playing into any of the things that he did that sucked, but we will be taking Lovecraftian and Eldritch themes that he kind of started to make this suspenseful and fun and scary and all that good stuff. But before we do any of that, let's get into fun facts and who's playing with us this week. For a quick fun fact, hi, I'm Con Riley, your GM best friend, or the Keeper today. That is what my title is in Call of Cthulhu, the Keeper. I'm the Crypt Keeper. You can't treat the Crypt Keeper that way. You gotta.
Freddy Krueger broke my table.
Yeah. You don't know how to treat the customer. You don't know how to treat the Crypt Keeper. For fun fact this week, what kind of exposure have you had to like Lovecraftian horror, like Eldritch horror, cosmic horror? And it doesn't mean like anything, but like what's like something that you're like, oh, this, or like when you think of Eldritch horror, you think of this, other than Cthulhu, right? Me personally, I have read a lot. I have the full Necronomicon, which is like the Necronomicon, which is like a full compendium of a lot of Lovecraft stories. I've gotten a couple novels that are off, like not even Lovecraft; they're just other Eldritch cosmic horror. I think my favorite elder god from the Lovecraft stories is Nyarlathotep. Nyarlathotep is inspired a Eldritch being that I threw into the Eclipsed Realms for our second campaign that Vic remembers. So it inspired our second campaign heavily. And then other than that, like one of my favorite like Lovecraft media stuff, or like Eldritch horror media stuff, I gotta say Annihilation. That's a really good cosmic horror like something.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot, and I've seen a lot, but that's a big one. And I heard actually, apparently James Wan is going to make a Call of Cthulhu movie, but who knows if that's actually going to happen or not. But anyway, moving on to our cosmic, I almost said cubbies.
Comrades.
Yeah, cosmic comrades, starting with
cosmic comrades.
With Vic Schmidt.
Well, hi there.
Well,
I'm Vic. Well, hi there. My name is Vic. Today I'm going to be playing Patricia O'Hara, a journalist. That's all I got. As far as like, I don't know what falls into the category of like cosmic horror and all of this. Cause like I've played the board game Arkham Horror. That was fun. We watched a little bit of Lovecraft Country, which was...
Love that show.
We watched it together.
Love it.
That's what I've seen. What else? Dark Dungeons.
Dark Dungeons. You gotta give a little bit of that. You gotta explain a little to the kiddies at home.
Dark Dungeons is originally from like a JonTron movie, or a JonTron video is how we found it. But and Dark Dungeons like isn't good either. It's a like anti Dungeons and Dragons movie because they thought that was gonna like make let the devil into your life. A chick track,
like,
yeah.
It's like a Satanic Panic movie, but like in the 2000s and not like the 80s.
It's a Satanic Panic comic that they got the rights to make, I guess, a parody movie of, but I don't know. I don't think they made it in sincerity, but I could be wrong. I didn't think they made it in sincerity.
Either way,
I could be wrong.
Either way, it's hilarious. It's iconic. I'm trying to think of like an actual quote from the movie because we've watched the actual movie before. Oh, take it!
Yeah.
Take it!
The shadows.
This is all the garbled nonsense for anyone who has not watched the combo of the movie and the JonTron video, but it's really, really funny, and now I want to watch it again.
We should. That'd be really funny.
I gotta witness this now. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, you do. Anyway, next.
Hey everybody, I'm Heather. I'm playing Yvonne Soyette today, the Antiquarian. You can find me on Instagram at Land of Lore. My pronouns are they, them. Yvonne's are she, her. The only media familiarity I have with Lovecraftian stuff is Lovecraft Country. I have not read any of the books or comics or anything like that. Oh, actually, Cabinet of Curiosities as well. Cabinet of Curiosities and Lovecraft Country.
That's Eldritch. Mm-hmm.
Those are my... Yes. That's all my media familiarity with the theme.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm playing today Ace Steele, who's a PI. I learned recently in looking up like the popular 1920s names, Ace is a nickname for Arthur for whatever reason.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes, yeah. I don't think I've ever actually seen anything other than Color Out of Space that's been directly adapted from...
Yes, you have.
Have I?
Reanimator.
Oh, the Reanimator. Yeah, the Reanimator's very good, but I was going to say, and it's not Lovecraft, but it's super, super heavily inspired, is In the Mouth of Madness by John Carpenter.
Yeah. The Thing's another one. Thing's Cosmic Horror.
Yeah. No, you know what? Actually, I'm going to change my mind. My favorite cosmic horror is Caillou because he's like 5'11" for some reason, and like I don't know how that makes any sense. Look it up. Google Caillou height, and he's 5'11", and he's like 4. He's a kid who's 4.
Each day he grows some more.
Each day he grows some more. He's like a horrible like beast. He's like the Blob. He's going to keep getting horrible.
This has been a weird intro. Anyway, you can, of course, follow us anywhere at TTIY D&D on all social media. That is on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Patreon. You're probably hearing this first on Patreon or seeing it first on Patreon, which we thank you for your support. We are a self-funded show, so we appreciate that, and we would like to give you these side quests for you and playing other things because we do more than just D&D. D&D?
We do more than D&D.
We do more than D&D. King D&D, of course, of Kirby. Which will be our next side quest, the Kirby side quest. You can also follow us on Discord. Join our Discord. We have a little community there. Vic's lurking like an eldritch being. Vic's always looking, but if you see Vic, Vic will only see you like eldritch horror being.
Yeah, it's actually really dangerous if you see me in the Discord chat.
With that weird intro, actually it wasn't weird. It was very cosmic horror-like. You wouldn't get it if you would get it. But with that,
also only you can see this horrible creature behind me. Only you. Yes, I'm talking to you, David.
But with that, let us get into our little side quest of Call of Cthulhu. So,
hello.
Hey, it's me,
It's Cthulhu.
all right. So, let's start with a little intro.
The year is 1924, and the SS St. Alban cuts a graceful path across the Atlantic. Its gilded halls alive with the hum of laughter, music, and the clinking of crystal glasses during this Prohibition time. From New York to London, the voyage promises 5 days of leisure, luxury, and excess. An opulent dream adrift upon a vast and empty sea. Now, you have heard that this cruise serves a dual purpose, carrying aboard a lower deck filled with shipments, but truly it is a 5-day cruise from New York to London. It's been over 10 years since that old Titanic sunk, but that's nothing to worry about because cruises continued basically days after that tragedy in the 1910s or whatever. It's fine. For you all, the SS St. Alban, a grand and gleaming ocean liner, cast off from the New York harbor the night before just as the city lights shimmered to life against the darkening sky. From the deck, the skyline stood like a monument to modernity. Steel giants rising above the bustling streets, the hum of industry and jazz carried on the crisp evening air. The departure was a spectacle of its own. The well-to-do mingled in the first-class lounges, toasting the journey ahead with fine spirits and idle gossip. The middle-class passengers, eager for a taste of luxury, leaned against the rails, waving their final goodbyes to the city. In the belly of the ship, the hum of the boilers and the scent of oil and seawater filled the air as engines rumbled to life, propelling the vessel forward into the vast Atlantic. The first night aboard was one of excitement and indulgence. The dining halls overflowed with music and laughter, a string quartet playing as waiters in crisp uniforms weaved between tables of steaming roasts and fine wines. Couples danced, businessmen smoked cigars, and hopeful travelers dreamed of what lay beyond the sea. As the night wore on, passengers retired to their cabins, lulled by the gentle rocking of the ship and the distant rhythmic churn of the waves. The rooms were comfortable, the beds neatly made with the expert touch of the St. Albans' meticulous housekeeping staff. Sleep came easily to most. And starting off with you all, our players of this game, the next morning comes. The first full day at sea stretching ahead. Breakfast is served, the sun rising over an endless expanse of blue.
And boy, how. So, Vic, why don't you tell me about your Voyager on this SS St. Alban? And give us a little bit of context about them, and whatever you want to tell them about why they're on this cruise. And you don't have to share fully. You can even lie. I don't care. It's 1920s.
I made a fake cigarette. That's why.
Give me that.
But my character smokes because it's good for you if you're pure of heart. That's what I have to say. I'm playing Patricia O'Hara. Patricia O'Hara is an investigative journalist. She's wearing a suit. She's got short hair slicked back. She's a man to the people who think she needs to be one, and she's a woman to the women that she needs to schmooze. That's what you have to know about Patricia O'Hara.
Say that one more
lesbian.
time. Patricia O'Hara, got it. Okay. Do people call her Pat?
You call her Pat Savvy over at the journalism, at the newspaper. She works for the Daily, Weekly, Monthly Times, or the Inquiry, or the Eagle,
Or the Daily
or
Gab.
the Herald, or the Gab.
Wait,
You never
Patricia
really know.
O'Hara or O'Hare?
O'Hara.
Got it. And then they call her Pat Savvy? What is it?
You call her Pat Savvy over at the
Yeah, one more time. Okay, yeah.
There's always a cigarette in her hands. That's what you need to know. She's currently sitting at the bar drinking a dry martini with an onion in it, because that's what people did back then.
A waiter, like, it's probably like about 9 a.m., so it's like a little later.
She's still drinking.
We get on the boat at night and leave, so we party first, and then, like, you know what I mean? So, like, you guys left New York at night on the boat so you could have your party immediately. And this is the morning after.
Is this during Prohibition?
It's 1924, so it was, yes, but that's fine.
But we're on international waters.
It's an English-owned boat.
Great. In that case, I'm drinking some weird cocktail that they made for hangover remedies.
It's called Egg on the Head Behind the Door. That's what it's called, actually.
I mean, I like that.
Kick the dog and call your mother. That's what it's called.
Kick the dog and call your mother. I love it.
It's got like clam juice in it. I don't know.
An egg.
I mean, most Bloody do.
Full egg.
Yeah, so you're drinking, it's 9 a.m., and there's probably like a server will come up to you, kind of very pristine. All of the staff is very pristine, and like they're like, you know, white button-ups, and then they have like the tiny black apron and then like black slacks. Usually it doesn't matter the gender, what they are, but they're always wearing kind of that uniform. He'll walk up with like the tiny towel and be like, I was going to ask you if you wanted coffee, but is this what, would you like another drink, I guess?
I mean, I'll take a coffee too, darling, if you'll let me.
Cream, sugar?
Black is fine.
Okay.
Say, I've been, last night was a great party and all that. We've seen a lot having to do with all of the people here. Some well-to-do folks, truly, truly. I was wondering if you had any opinions on the Titanic.
The Titanic, that happened about, 13 years ago?
Yes, well, I was wondering, I'm doing a story for the Daily Weekly Inquiry. Have you noticed any improvements in navigation or anything since the Titanic? Anything improving on the ship as far as that goes?
Well, let me think about that. I think the cruise... We have a very good cruise, and this liner has gone back and forth on the pond since the Titanic's crash, and we've always been good at checking up on any of the, our modules and gears. I'm not a pilot of a boat myself.
Sure.
But
I'm saying the amount of staff to the amount of boats, lifeboats, things like that, making sure we all have enough harnesses, safety, all of that, what have you.
Oh, very safe, never a crash, never an iceberg in sight.
Well, no, it's not about the crash, it's about the preparation in case of one.
Oh, we're prepared.
Oh, we prepared.
Yes, we have however many lifeboats is necessary for a cruise liner.
The appropriate amount of lifeboats.
The appropriate amount of lifeboats.
We have a heat-seeking missile for cold.
I do research as a DM, but not that much, I guess. And the staff aboard is very good at helping people who can't swim, because I know it's the 1920s and not everybody knows how.
My swim is 0. Thanks.
Thanks for asking.
I need to make sure, because if I get in that water, I'm done for, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the drink, as they say.
Not with our staff, because our staff of the SS St. Alban are all but good at... No, we're good at swimming. We're all but not good at... We're good at swimming. I can't think of a catchphrase. I'm just a server.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to a smooth trip.
Well, here's your coffee. I'm going to go on to give a coffee to get another passenger aboard this ship as I move over to Heather.
My story is very weak. I just wanted to go on a cruise.
I love this. You're like, yes, of course. I'll research ships. All right, so I am playing Yvonne Soyet. Yes, that's right. She is a very classic blonde, beautiful woman in the 1920s, darling. And she comes out of the storage area, closing the door and walking towards, I'm assuming it's a cafe bar sort of situation. I want to just sit somewhere near some windows to enjoy my morning coffee.
Yeah, it's actually where you are. It's an area that you can either kind of sit in this almost like vestibule that has the kind of like kitchenette, but it also goes out to a dock of its own. So even if you want to sit outside, enjoy the sea breeze while you're drinking or whatever, you can.
I would love to enjoy the sea breeze as I scribble in my journal.
Okay. And then below you also see Dylan and Cole Sprouse, because this is the Sweet Leif on deck. Whoa!
Where's Mr. Mosby?
You'll have that same server kind of come up and be like, anything I can get you today, miss? Or madame?
I would love some coffee, cream and sugar, thank you.
Okay. And how about a paper for the day?
Sure, why not? I'd love to see what news is coming out of the Daily Weekly Inquiry Bugle.
Oh, actually, we are not sponsored by them, but I do know that we have actually right over there. As he points over,
like 6 drinks in front of
6 drinks and cigarettes. That is
cigarettes put out in some of the drinks.
I know it's a short 5-day cruise, but I thought it's always good to meet your fellow cabineers. That is Miss O'Hara of the Daily Bugle Inquiry hourly minutely. But the paper
updated.
The paper's from the Metropolitan. Don't tell her that. And we'll hand you. It's basically yesterday's paper, so it's like not even like worth anything.
Old news.
Pat. I'm new. I'm hip.
Pat Savvy brought a full printing press with him.
I'm keeping all the people on the boat updated.
He misses the whole story, just his printing press things. Sorry. Well, get paper, coffee, all here for you. I'm going to move on to our next cabineer as I move on the shop. What's your name?
The Ace Steel.
Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware. That's his middle name. You see this this man. He's the description of tall, dark, and handsome. He's the 1920s equivalent of if you matched up Justin Theroux and Kyle Chandler, if you know what I'm talking about. Like just those two guys. He's wearing a long dark trench coat over a suit and tie, and he has a matching dark fedora on. You see, he's got a finger of whiskey that he's just swirling right now, contemplatively.
Yeah, so the same male server will come up to you and be like, Mr. Steele, anything for you this morning other than the whiskey you're swirling with your finger?
I'm not swirling it with my finger. I'm swirling the glass around. It's a finger of whiskey. You should know it. You poured it.
I am a new server.
Right. Well, new server, can you get me 1 egg, sunny side up, 2 strips of bacon, smoosh fry them.
Smoosh down the middle, yes.
Yeah, no. Just a sunny side egg and 2 strips of bacon, please.
We can do that for you. Would you like a copy of yesterday's news?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, I hope you're enjoying your first morning.
I'm concerned now that you're putting your finger in whiskey when someone asks for a finger of whiskey.
I'm 17. Just kidding.
Right.
Well,
that was a joke.
Finger my whiskey.
Don't finger mine. Do you walk over?
No.
There's no fingers in my whiskey.
I didn't know what a finger of whiskey was.
It's an amount. It's an amount of whiskey.
You measure it because you'll take 2 fingers.
And the barriers, I feel like I should know that because I drink whiskey, but I've never asked for it. I just be like, give me whiskey. Like,
Give me a neat, please.
Connor's gonna go to a bar and be like, give me a finger of whiskey, but don't put your finger in it.
Well, finger my whiskey. Is that a steal?
I'm gonna go.
She was Pat Savvy.
That's right, darling.
He turns to look at you, like, from the bar.
What are you doing on this cruise ship?
Sorry, I'm gonna let you continue, but actually also probably too, you also probably know Yvonne, Pat, because maybe you did a story about like an antique store that went bust in New York. Like something like, I don't know, something stupid, but like
What's the name of the ship again? I need to write that down.
SS St. Alban. And then he walks away again.
And he puts his fingers in glasses.
What brings you to the St. Alban, Pat? Ace, my name's Pat.
Pat, we've met a couple of times. I'm just on a cruise, taking a vacation, gonna see old London town.
Oh, gotcha. So we're not here for any investigating or anything of that?
No, ma'am.
Because if you are, I'm sent out on a bust journalism article. This is about like why cruise ships are supposed to be better now than since the Titanic. It's all a bunch of hodgepodge. So I'm looking for a real story here on this ship.
Well, sorry to tell you, I don't have anything for you. This is just for much-needed vacation after the last case. You remember, you were there.
Oh yeah, too many people died.
Only found one of them.
I feel like I can overhear this whole conversation as I'm outside, and I like slam my journal shut and I go, Pat Savvy, you here for another smear article?
Yes, my great smear article on the evolution of cruise ships. Who are you?
Yvonne Soyette, I believe you wrote something about some antiquities that I was curating for a museum.
Oh yes. The antique store that burnt down.
Under very suspicious circumstances, I actually believe I spoke to Ace here to try and investigate it, but he also turned me down.
I've had a couple of cases at the time. It would have been a conflict of interest were I to take your case after finding out 4 different women that were being cheated on by their 4 different husbands.
The 4 different wives.
90% of my cases are adulterous cases.
But I think the story with the museum that you were you provided like the antique, the curator for, Yvonne, I think it was like Incan or something, or like Aztecian, and no one gave a shit. And so I think the article Pat wrote is like, oh, you burned it down because you wanted the insurance money, like.
Yes.
And that's it. Like, why you're like, well, I hired a PI to figure out who did it, and Ace was like, insurance fraud, like.
He's like, adultery pays for.
It's a very consistent line of work.
But yeah, that's probably the story. So you guys probably have a little bit of beef, Yvonne and Pat. Well, Yvonne has beef with you, Pat. I think you were just like, well, the story was
the story.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. So what brings you to the St. Alban, what was it again?
SS St. Alban.
SS St. Alban.
The Alban St. Ivory double 2.
Listen, I've been drinking since yesterday, and I've had
I'm 90% alcohol at this point.
And I'm writing a junk article for the New York Daily Times monthly inquiry.
Say, Pat Savvy, I heard that you were going to go independent at some point. Is that going to happen?
Oh, well, we can only hope, but I need to secure the funds first, and people don't look well to hiring a woman, because this is the 20s.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe there would be trouble leasing an office space for yourself.
I know. That's my next big move, is exposing the fact...
Breaking the glass ceiling.
Breaking the glass ceiling,
At this point,
it.
I don't even want to put anything else. I just wanted to see this for 3 hours.
These people talking.
Exposing the what's the word I'm looking for? I need a good word. I need a zinger.
Are you looking at me? Says a server walking by.
Nah, hell no.
I need a 17-year-old server. What's a good word for a singer?
Anyway, yeah, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. You two talk for some time. I need to write things down anyway.
I don't want Pat to die, and we need to play another Call of Cthulhu. I love Pat.
So, say, Yvonne, you say you think it's more than just what's being told in the papers. What do you think happened to your shop there?
Well, I
Definitely
think
didn't burn it down
somebody-
herself, that's for sure.
Why would I burn it down myself? It took me months to find all those antiques, years even. I was
I know
hired
all
for a
the-
job, I
the-
achieved the job, and somebody didn't like that.
It seems like you might be behind the 8 ball. I'm looking at
What
1920s
does that mean?
terminology. It means in a difficult position or a tight spot.
Well, I'm used to those, as you should be too, Ace.
Yeah, ever since the war. Oh, I forgot to mention, he has a slight scar on the right side of his face.
What war
from a
was
grenade.
it? The Great War?
World War One, yeah. He volunteered.
The Great War?
The Great War. In the Great War, he volunteered to go, and he worked as a spy, for the French, spying on the Germans, and then he took a grenade to the face of Verdun and came back.
What a
Probably,
story.
maybe, hero returns, and now is working as a shitty PI, is the story that Pat Savvy wrote.
Yes.
I've
nobody likes
slandered
that.
everybody.
All right, so as you guys are kind of talking, Pat, since you're writing and looking away, can you make a listen check?
Okay, I love rolling. So my listen is a 65 and I rolled a 64.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Okay,
that's a
so
success.
That is a success. So you just had a regular success. So you will look off, and you'll probably see just one guy. He looks like he's still wearing whatever he was wearing last night. He has the popped collar thing that's kind of out, you know what I mean, of a tux. And he's standing with both arms to his side, looking. He's on the outside deck, and he's just looking out at the water. But he's kind of just slowly listing. Kind of looks, but doesn't look drunk. If you walk to his side to look at him, he doesn't. He looks like he's just really lost in thought. But he could be drunk. Who knows?
I'll wave down a waiter and grab a cup of coffee, and go over to him.
Okay.
Looks like you might need this, Slick. And hold out the cup of coffee for him. Have a rough one last night?
You hold it out for him, and he'll put his hand out to grab it, and he will he'll hold it. Yeah.
Can't go too hard on the first day, that's what I always say. We got 5 days for you to recover, so you better get it together by tonight.
Yeah.
You see something out there? Look out into the ocean. What are you looking at? Anything good?
The waters are still.
If I look out, are the waters still?
Not really.
It actually seems like we're moving at a good 30 knots, so, or knocks. I don't remember what the terminology is for boating.
Nance, you had it right the first time.
you both shuffle over.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
No, that's a
This
random,
is my posse. What's your name?
Me?
Huh?
My name?
Yeah, what's your name, doll?
George Handel. Well, George, can you handle this? What? Punch him for no reason. That'll wake you up.
Well, George, I certainly hope you can handle your liquor later this evening when the party starts. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Cheer up! And I, pat him on the back.
You pat him on the back, and he'll do this kind of really slow turn to look at you. And you'll notice on the collar that's popped, he has some type of, you don't know, it might be some type of bat. I mean, it's a pin, but you don't know if it's a pin for something of war. It doesn't necessarily look recognizable. It's not weird. It's just just looks like he has some type of gold pin that has some type of rose thing on it. It doesn't look like this weird eldritch pin. It just looks like something like that. You don't know what it would mean, but it's something. He has he's a very. All I'm trying to say is he has a very specific pin on him. It's this
if it's
gold rose.
If it's a symbol of a rose that looks a particular way, as she walks off, she's just gonna sketch it in her notebook.
Got it. All right. And you walk back
to see.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, just sketch it in her notebook and pat him on the back, and be cheer up, bud, and then move on.
Yeah, he'll probably look at you and go, yeah, as you walk away, and he's still looking at you, and not until you get back to the table will he just turn back out.
What a stick in the mud.
Yvonne and Ace, what are you guys talking about as Pat returns?
I can maybe see if I can take another look at your case. It may take some time. There has been quite a long time since it burned down. But
No, it's fine. All those antiques are back in the dirt where they belong. I'm on to a new journey. That's why I'm going
I hate
to
antiques.
across the pond here. Hate that.
And what brings a dame like you to London?
Have you seen how many museums are in London? This is where it all began.
I've never
I'm
left.
sure somebody over here will hire someone with my expertise.
I wish you the best of luck. I've not been to London.
Oh, really?
Only France.
Surprising. I thought you were over here for the Great War.
I
I'm a little
was.
surprised you're heading back.
Not going back to France.
I can understand why. She kind of mimics where the scar is. Some things leave lasting impressions.
It did. And right as the Yanks came to the war, too, so.
He starts having a
Well, that's all
flashback.
behind us now, thankfully. Just another tale that'll end up in a museum one day, I'm sure.
And hopefully it was the war to end all wars. And then he looks at the camera.
I heard they're starting to call it World War One. Isn't that crazy?
Is that something you started, Pat?
And then, yeah, you started calling it that.
There's gotta be a
I thought it would
second, I just know it.
Do you see that guy over there? What a stick in the mud.
I want to look at this guy.
Looks like he's enjoying his morning coffee.
I took it over to him. He was just standing there staring off at the ocean for a little while. I guess he can't keep up with the rest of us.
Staring off at the ocean, you say?
Yeah.
It can be mesmerizing.
He has like a flip book. He's gonna write that note down in.
I don't know. I'm just looking for anything that could be interesting at this point, and to the point where I'm going up to people staring off into the ocean on a cruise ship in hopes that there's something crazy going on.
Wow, journalism
I'm
world's
starting
really
to go
that slow,
crazy.
is it, Pat?
Did it seem like something crazy was going on, or is he just seasick?
No, it just seems like a bum.
Ah, okay. All
How
right.
did he get
well,
on this ship?
Flip my notebook.
Unless you know the name George Handel, but other than that, I don't.
I don't know the name George Handel.
Then great, he's a bum.
Then I'm going to write for everybody in New York and who reads the Time New York Daily Hour that George Handel is a bum.
He's a bum.
He's a bum.
The first diss track. Say
A
George.
menace to cultured society, George Handel.
Do you know of any VIPs on this ship? I know it was a pretty expensive ride. Luckily, the Daily New York Weekly Times is paying for my ride.
Yvonne, you would know. Make an education check.
Alright. Oh my shit. I thought I would like to roll high. I had a 75, but I rolled an 88, so I failed miserably.
I don't know anybody.
You're like a little hungover from last night. So you're like, there's and then there's but they're probably like this guy will walk over. He has like kind of like black slicked hair. He's wearing almost like kind of like a tweed jacket on top of very like relaxed lounge clothes, kind of almost. I mean, it's still like fancy, but more like lounge. No, he's not wearing a tuxedo like he was last night. But you probably saw him kind of perusing around if anybody was like at the party in the main hall or like the ballroom almost of the cruise. He'll walk up and he'll like kind of he'll take Pat's cigarette and they really say a cigarette each morning will keep me away. I'm a doctor.
What?
I'm the doctor.
Yeah.
And yet you're still here.
He pulls out an apple, whoa, and throws it overboard.
Whoa.
And yet you're here anyway. Can we help you?
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to check on my good friend Yvonne. We talked last night. I don't know if you remember. It's me. It's Leonard Hardinger.
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Cohen.
Yes, Len, how are you this morning?
Oh, just keeping busy in the morning times.
As one should. You didn't get any sleep after last night?
Oh, I got plenty of sleep, actually. Strange dreams, but probably all the booze. Haven't drank in a while. Though, if you don't know this, they used to think that some things were like medicine back in the day. Whiskey and all. As you will take the finger of whiskey, you'll finger your whiskey and drink it, Ace.
What the hell?
As a doctor, you should know that sharing all this stuff is a right to spread germs and whatnot.
Do they know that yet?
Yeah, they should know about the Spanish flu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're on international waters, and everyone here's cleanliness. I'm still waking up.
Are you sure that you're a doctor?
Oh, I'm sure. He opens his tweed jacket inside his lab coat. Oh, I'm sure.
Well, now I have proof.
Well, we were talking last night about maybe doing a little bit of games and drinking and boozing around in my quarters. If you're still interested in that, Yvonne, and your friends can come.
Always, I think that sounds like the perfect way to spend our day here on the SS St. Albany.
Albany. Actually.
Just Albany.
Albany. From Albany, yes.
From Albany, New York, yes. Well, anything's better than... She, looks around nothing, so I'll take some games.
Sure, Leonard, you owe me some whiskey.
Oh, I'll get you whiskey. Barbara, and you'll watch as, there's this, she's really cute, probably about, 4'10", woman that she basically looks like she's still wearing, the flapper dress she was wearing last night, and kind of what do you call it? Like a pearl headband. She has, kind of really short red hair that's curled and, has, it looks like her hair's still done from last night. Yeah. And she's like, oh, wow, oh, gee, wow. Leonard, are these your new friends? I love new friends. Babs is the
Well, it's
name.
nice to see you again, Barbara. Babs.
Hello,
We
Yvonne.
did meet last night. I'm not sure if you remember.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, it was quite the time.
I remember. I always remember everything I ever do, except when I forget because of all the booze.
Pat, was this some sort of strange sex thing?
Yeah, I'm a swinger in a couple different ways. And we're on the national waters. You better believe it.
I like your energy, Babs. That's a lovely nickname.
Thank you. I'm an heiress.
Oh,
I own half of this ship. I'm just kidding. I don't.
are you an heiress?
I am an heiress. Yes.
Oh.
And my dad lets
Heiress
me do
to what,
whatever I want.
Babs?
I don't know if you know anything about black gold, but my daddy has a whole mine of it. And when I say mine, I mean pumping the oil. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about.
It's just constant. There's no music playing.
Know what I mean?
I love this song.
There's no music playing.
Nothing.
Quick, everybody! I have drugs too. Let's go to my quarters and do drugs, booze, and gamble.
That sounds great to me. It's
all
9:30 in the morning.
We could also wait. Me and Leonard could have a little bit of time in the morning before we all booze around everywhere and get on the couch and lay about. You know what I'm saying?
Why wait?
So you want us to come to your quarters and play games, or you want to wait?
Well, sure thing, Missy. If that's what you want, we might as well do it.
Sounds great to me.
She gives it back. I love that.
I have more. I have more cigarettes. I roll them myself.
Don't mind her. She's still on all her uppers, downers, lefts, and rights. Says Leonard.
Sounds like she knows how to live. Let's go follow Babs to the fun chamber.
Oh, follow me. I have everybody behind me. Come on, chickadees. And she starts walking away. I don't know if this is right, but...
It's hilarious.
It's
fantastic. I was gonna pull up what you have up, which is the 20s slang, which I still might do. But also just making it up is really funny.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite line so far is, well, think about whiskey.
As they start walking out of the outside deck into the kitchenette and then through the halls, it's very pristine. There's this very nice patterned red and orange rug that goes through the halls, and you see the little porthole rooms and such that people have it closed and whatever. They have the lampshade on outside, whatever. Crazy 1920s. They're drinking.
I'm gonna put a lampshade on my head, and we're gonna remember it forever.
What a gas! But as they're walking, Babs will be like, Leonard, where's Thomas? He said he was going to come out today. Oh, I don't know. That young strapping boy, I might just remember him drinking everybody else's drink last night. Oh, that Tommy. Love a Tommy boy. Walk, walk, walk.
Say, Leonard, where's, where did you say Thomas was staying? What room was Thomas staying in?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm a friend of the family, so...
Well, I didn't even say his last name. How do you not know it's a different Thomas? That's true. Who do you think you are? I see that little thing in your head. You must be part of the press, aren't you?
Actually, that would be me.
Oh, well then I'm surprised you don't know who I am.
I am as well, considering how boisterous your personality is.
Well, they call me Babs Vanderfellergy, of course.
Vanderfellergy?
Vanderfellergy.
Yes, of course. Vanderfellergy.
Of the oil
Of the oil, rail, and steel Vanderfelligis?
That's right! And she takes her cigarette again. There you go. Love it. Woo. They also own the trains and whatever the other one was.
Steel.
That's right. We are the oil steel train business. That's what we own. 100%
You got
of
fingers
the
in
company.
everyone's whiskey, don't you?
They like to... Ooh, I can finger anybody's whiskey any day. They like to call me Babs Monopoly. I don't know why. Let's have have a drink. What do you say? And she walks a little faster.
As long as you have opium in there too, darling.
Oh, of course. I have hookah, I've got buka, and I've got Luca. We got everything.
Luca, you say?
And pills! Yeah, just
Uppers and downers.
Yeah, uppers, downers, left, rights, and backwards. I love being a Vader fellow geek.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have some snow in there, you know what I mean?
Snow, it's July! Actually, I think it's June. She keeps walking. I won't, if I don't send her forward, I won't stop. Anyway, Leonard looks back to, probably hangs back with you, Ace, and says, yeah, I never said his last name. How do you know you're a family friend? If it just there could be 7 Thomases on board, at least.
Sorry, I've been thinking about Thomas. I'd seen him. He was on the registrar for this. Welt is what I thought you said because I've been thinking about him, of course.
Well, I didn't say a last name, but
that's what I'm saying. I had assumed you did because I've been thinking about my good friend and buddy Thomas Welt.
Well, I do believe he did have a W in his last name, but we didn't talk much. Babs is doing most of the talking, as she does. I owe most of my career to her, to be honest. So,
because she funds it.
Well, she funded most of my schooling, so. But don't tell anybody that. If you are part of the press, I don't want anybody knowing I didn't get it by myself. I'm
not part of the press.
Good, then you keep it shut.
Right.
I am.
Let's have more booze! I have an idea!
Booze and games.
Yeah,
fingers all around.
Well, I can probably ask, I don't know if were you in your room a lot last night or no?
Yes.
Well, if you remember, they have a very meticulous staff here on the Alban. But I can ask, I think Lola was the name of ours. I can ask her if she can find Thomas. I'm sure they know. They must have that connection.
Leo, you're a good guy.
Well, if you ever need any help fixing that scar, just let me know. I have a great remedy for it.
But it was way worse. You wouldn't believe it. Grenade.
Oh,
right
I believe it. I've seen
those French
crazy
doctors are whizzes.
Well, us American doctors good too.
Right, Leo.
We're here at the room, everybody. Let's go in.
I love going into rooms.
Yeah, I don't have the key.
I love going into this room.
Leonard's like, there is no key. It's the 1920s. Right, of course. Everybody go in.
We can go in anybody's room.
Let's go in that room. What do you say? We'll go in there and we'll boost them up.
Let's go into your room, do a bunch of drugs and alcohol, and then go into other people's rooms and see what happens.
We'll take a tally. How many rooms we've gone in and how many booze we've drank.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, so you guys go in, and you guys will, I guess, will you all booze it up?
No, I'm not drinking.
Are you going to feign drinking?
I'll take water. And if someone asks me why I'm not drinking, I'll just say, "Oh no, I'm good."
Oh, you're not good till you're great, says Babs.
I'm great.
I'll partake in far more of the opium than any of this alcohol, thank you.
Well, you gotta partake of all. You have to try it all. They're all supposed to be together. He says so. He's a doctor. I actually did not say that. Yeah, he said it.
I take out that steel container for cigarettes and I pull one out.
Ooh, can I have one of those?
Sure thing, Babs.
Thank you. Am I doing it right?
One drag that goes all the way.
I haven't lit it yet, Babs, but...
Right, of course. I completely forgot. Start lighting it. I'm ready for anything.
I think it's a case, too, where, he closes it and then the case is a lighter. I think that's a thing that they had. Yeah.
Well, Doc, I'll take something that brings you up and then something to mellow me out, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I've got the perfect thing for that. Don't even look at him. I have this,
I'm calling you Doc,
because
you're the dispensary.
Oh, did you hear that, Len? They think I'm a doctor. Okay. Oh, I love it. I love being a doctor. I'm the first woman doctor. Look at me.
Now that's a story.
Write it down.
I'll say.
Are you part of the press?
I am, but I'm more on vacation anyway.
Oh, I'm always on vacation. It's my favorite thing to do.
I'm writing a story about the boat and how it's supposed to be better now since the Titanic. That's all I got.
Oh, that old thing? It sunk because no one was having any fun. Let's be real.
That's so true, darling.
And also that iceberg.
It was their fault.
It was their fault.
I ran a smear campaign against the people on the Titanic.
Yeah, you have a smear campaign written against the unsinkable Molly Brown. You're like, she was pretty sinkable.
Anyway, listen. Have your drinks, have your booze, have the pills. Crush it up if you want, snort it, I don't care.
She's
like quick on it.
There's
thought we
like
were
a
going
big
to play some
pile
games.
of like cocaine.
I take the equivalent of both Dayquil and NyQuil, so it cancels out, and I'm just feeling good.
Yeah, there's like kind of like a knock on the door as they're like, hello? And Leonard will open the door and you'll see like this kind of like meek younger woman. And she walks in, she's like, I just wanted to make sure if do you want anything to be turned over or anything? Not right now, Lola, but what about that Thomas fella? Can you try to find him? I don't know if you have any connection through the ledger or anything, but we'd like to hang out with that Thomas boy again. I think I know what room he's in. Sure, I can go see. Perfect.
Pat's gonna kind of like slump next to Ace and be like, "What's all this talk about this Thomas fella? He sounds what's so interesting about him? That's more
Family
fun
friend.
than the rest of us."
He's a family friend.
Is he a good time? We don't want any downers in this party.
Oh, he's a great time. From what I remember of the dance floor last night, which is not much. Who wants more booze?
I'm gonna keep drinking water.
Keeps putting her finger
You
in all
drink
the
water in a
glasses.
martini glass, so it looks like you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
I like the way you think. Do you finger your gin too?
Oh,
I figured lots of
always.
Is that what the kids are calling it?
I nip my gin, I finger my whiskey, and I
And I
dirty
down my
martinis.
vodka. Now, if you're a family friend of Thomas, how come you don't look like him at all?
Right. That's how family friends work, Babs.
Of course. I just know most people that are in my family or not.
do they all
That
look
seemed
alike?
like
Is that what
the
you're trying to
beginning of a
say?
statement. That it feels like it wasn't the end of a statement, Babs. Thank you,
I
Babs.
love this.
Yep.
Anyway, did you all have any strange dreams last night? Because I had this really strange one. I was floating in the water like a princess in the sea.
Did we have strange dreams?
No?
Nah, I slept like a rock.
I barely slept.
I overheard the doctor saying he had strange dreams as well.
I did,
That's all.
yeah. It was a little weird.
I mean, it might have been
Yeah.
a party and you did. Depends on what you take, what you drink, and you're gonna have crazy dreams, or you're gonna have no dreams at all.
Yeah, the three of us did not attend that party.
That's true.
Well, I was there for a moment.
Yes, because we saw you last night. Which means you two must be a bunch of sticks in the mud. I'm just kidding. Take another drink.
I'm no stick in the mud. I'm no George Handle.
I'm no George Handle.
With 5 cigarettes suddenly.
Did he party it up with you last night? I was speaking to him earlier.
Oh, Mr. Handle?
Yeah. He seemed
Well,
like he was down in a wild way. He was
I don't
staring off
know.
into the
I
ocean.
think I'd rather speak to my lawyer first. I'm just kidding. Yes, I did party with Mr. Handle. He is, what do you call it? Family friend?
He is my lawyer.
He is a family friend.
Oh,
Oh, you know the Handles.
the handles.
Remind us?
Of the
Oh.
Boston handles.
Yes, actually. The Boston Handles. I'm surprised. I thought, well, maybe you haven't yet linked up with any of the things. But he himself actually is also an antiquarian, just like you, Yvonne. Or at least comes from a family of such. I know that he has a few pieces that he is helping ship across, just like you.
Well, he was in a bad way when I saw him this morning. He must have partied it up a little too hard. Completely glazed over.
Looks like he couldn't handle the party. Has anyone made that pun yet? Everybody laugh.
It's funnier than when I made it this morning.
This is like this tense like. It's different. Where's the horror?
No horror, just this.
just us being ridiculous.
The horror is you're stuck drinking with Babs forever.
That sounds like a great time, dog.
Yeah, I had a dream.
Well, what did you dream about?
Not because that drink, though. What was that drink we had last night, darling? Oh,
Was it the green one with the sugar cubes?
No, I love that one, though. What's that called? Absinthe?
Yes,
love
correct.
I
She's
thought it
got
was
some vermouth.
I would love some veal mouth right now.
Whiskey.
With
Whiskey.
with whiskey. Is that what he's from Texas, so he would know. I actually met him because he was working on my daddy's oil trading steel farm. You know, where they raise the cattle. Anyway.
And what about that made you scream, pay for doctor school?
He just has that look.
Can I look at him? Can I see what look he has?
feels like a doctor.
He's got that doctor look. Like, you could see him going, you have cancer. You know what I mean?
I can see you're breaking bad news.
So he's an oncologist.
Bad news, good news, ever news. You should know that. You're in it. The news, that is.
I do know the news. Anyway, you tell us of that dream and that weird drink you had.
Oh, the drink, yeah, it was not the absinthe, and I thought it was like ambrosia. You ever hear about that with that Greek mythology or whatever that is?
Ambrosia is also that marshmallow dessert, you know what I'm talking about? Anybody?
No.
So you had your ambrosia.
Oh, no, I was just making a comparison to the Greeks or whatever. Because that's what we do in the 20s. Think about the Greeks and how fantastic it must have been just to wear a toga and nothing else. Anyway.
Of course, that's what the conversation we had last night over our absinthe.
It's like 9 a.m.
Oh, it's 12.
It's probably 10 at this point.
Yeah. Right. Well, there was this drink we all got, and funny enough, it did look a little green, but not like that creme de menthe green, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Mr. Green? Anyway, nobody laughs. I could do this for hours. I could do this for fucking hours. Anyway, what was I saying? That's right. Well, it was like what do you call that thing with the tequila? Oh, margarita. I don't know if those were around the 20s, but we're gonna pretend like it were. But it's like it was
I had a Baja Blast margarita.
Close enough.
Imagine a margarita in a whiskey glass, but it had a salt rim. Inside that had a little garnish of what was that? What was it, darling? And it's you kind of notice that like Leonard by that point is just like kind of just standing over there, just like he's like a little away from like it's probably like circle couch that like is like basically crescent couches that then have like the ottoman in the middle. But he doesn't look like off or weird. He's just like standing kind of like closer to the door, waiting for probably Lola. But well, it was I don't remember what it was, but it looked like it wasn't seaweed, but it was something green, and it was not dill, and it was not parsley. It was more of like a savory drink, and I really liked it. It was
Grass.
It was good. Tastes like grass. I couldn't explain it, but it was good. Handed to everybody on the party.
And did everyone at the party have a strange dream afterwards? Sounds like a...
I don't know. I've only talked to Leonard and you three today, so...
I guess that's...
And we
well, what
didn't,
was your dream about? I love
and Lola.
I didn't talk to Lola. Leonard did.
Okay.
You're not very good with that Mr. P.
Right.
Yep. What did you have a dream about? I want to know about your dream.
Well, I was lounging in the ocean. It was wonderful. I felt like the queen of the universe. The water was warm and enveloped me.
Well, it sounds delightful. Did you wet the bed?
I sure did. I thought I might have.
No, they cleaned me up before I wake up. I never noticed.
Yeah. Lola cleaned me up. She's good at that.
Well, it sounds like a great drink for an afternoon party. Is there
Well, it was
anything going on
nighttime.
the nighttime?
Nighttime,
party?
afternoon, anything sounds good. What about you, Letty?
About what?
You had
Your
a dream
dream.
too.
Oh, it was like I was waiting in a pool, but the pool was kind of endless. Not to be uncouth, but completely declothed. Felt nice. though.
Scandalous.
Warm as well.
Sounds similar.
Must be just the being on the ocean. It really does make you feel different.
It's like it lulls you to sleep. It's like being in a crib as a baby.
That's what I think. That's kind of how the dream felt.
Oh, well, at least it was a good dream.
Yeah.
Well, who's down for a game of craps?
Let's play. All right, so you guys play for like a couple hours, like shit's going on. You probably stay in there for most of the day as it gets around 5-6 p.m. as the sun starts to set a little bit. Lola never comes back with Thomas. But she comes back once, just be like, oh, can I turn over your sheets? And Lennon's like, it's fine. Did you find Thomas? Oh no, couldn't find him. And he's like, well, probably just boozing it up in a different room, says Babs or something, you know. But it comes around at 5-6, and you know there's supposed to be another party, so there's probably like Babs and Leonard like, you know what? This has been such a gas, but I think we have to get ready for the party tonight. Are you going to attend?
Which room?
Which room? The ballroom, silly.
Oh, of course. We should probably go dress
Secretary.
for it, huh?
The ballroom,
We should
silly.
have us some dinner, too.
Oh, dinner, of course, but always have that first drink. You know what I'm saying?
Because we've been chugging all day.
Speaking of drinks, that crazy one you were
Oh,
talking
you want
about
another
earlier.
one? Oh, sorry, what?
No. I'm gonna have more before dinner, but I'll have some at the party as well. That crazy drink you were talking about, did someone give it to you? Like, was it from the cruise, or was it something you made up yourself?
The people in the white and black were giving it to us.
The staff?
Are the staff wearing white and black?
Whatever they are, yeah. Yeah, it was the staff. They're wearing a white buttoned up and then like a little black apron, like those like half black apron and then black slacks.
Well, good to know. I'll have to give one of those a try later this evening.
Yeah, well, I would wander you back to your place, but I really do feel like my legs feel like jam and jelly. So I think I'll sit right here and Leonard will help me do the rest.
Well, you work on those games and we'll make our way to the ballroom and get some of that giggle juice you're talking about.
Yeah.
Giggle juice! Alright, so you guys walk out and like start wandering the halls, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, to be wealthy, I feel like she can get away with anything.
That's a whole other world.
I know. I feel like
We
I'm
got to
pretending
experience
to be...
it for the day.
That's kind of how it is. That's what this trip feels like to me. I'm just pretending to be... pretending like I don't live in a one-bedroom flat in New York City.
And I don't live in a cot in my office.
Yeah.
Wow, sad lives you both live.
You probably all have this sense of like, maybe we should coffee it up before we go.
Yeah.
So you'll probably return to the kitchenette, which is where I would like you all to make a spot hidden check.
Well,
Pat!
84.
So those fail?
Yeah.
Alright.
Mine was 65.
Yvonne.
I failed too. I got a 70 over 45.
Alright, and Ace?
I got a 30 under my half of 37.
Okay.
75 is my total.
Pat and Yvonne, you're probably like right to the where the communal coffee is. It's kind of empty in the kitchenette. You assume everyone's probably just getting ready to like go party up at the ballroom. Ace, you grab your cup of joe first, and then you probably just wander out just to like, you know, get the air, just because you've been in like a little room and they didn't open up the portal or anything. You will immediately notice Cthulhu out. No, just kidding. No.
Hey, Cthulhu.
Tentacle.
You will immediately notice standing off where George Handel was is a pile of something.
I'm going to walk over to it.
Okay. When you walk over to the pile, are you grabbing them or are you just walking first?
I'm just walking first.
Got it. When you walk over there, you will come upon neatly folded clothes. And on the very top of the neatly folded clothes, not that you saw this, but you will notice this, of course, is a small gold pin of like a rose.
Can I check the pockets of these folded clothes to see if there's anything in there?
Yeah, I think the most you'll find is like maybe like actually you'll find like his watch, a pocket watch probably, and I don't think people would really carry their wallets around with them, so I'm trying to think of like something else you just like would find, but like cufflinks in his other pocket.
Got it.
But it's very neatly folded in a square.
I'm going to draw a sketch of what I see, and then I'm going to take it, and with the like even the like the rails in the back and everything or whatever, and then I'm going to take it over to the coffee corner.
Okay.
Yeah, to where these two are, and just like place it right down on the table nearby. Pat, does this look familiar?
You know what? I actually saw that pin earlier on George Handel. These seem like his clothes, actually.
I just found them in a folded deep pile where we saw them earlier.
Are you trying to tell me this man is running around naked somewhere on this ship?
That's what I was thinking. Did he
Could be the
take
case.
the time to fold up his clothes so neatly and then just run around on the docks?
Or did somebody else?
In the nude?
In the buck?
I mean,
In the buck,
the
that's
party, like, probably last night there was probably, like, partying that was to, like, you know, probably people were, like, in the undergarments wearing a lampshade, but, like...
As one
Sure,
does
but
in the 1920s.
It's not even afternoon. In the evening.
Yeah, if you, like, look through the stack, it is his shoes were there, too. So, it's shoes, the tux, undergarments, and accessories.
Okay. The whole kit.
All of his, all of the clothes are there.
Well, that's
Yeah,
just
He
bizarre.
could just be running around, yeah. Yeah, maybe he's at the pool. There's a pool.
We should go check out the pool then. Maybe he decided to take a dip. I'm a little concerned for him. He seemed a little out of sorts this morning.
So much so that he would leave his clothes in a neat pile over here while everyone else is getting ready for dinner.
I mean, I gave him his coffee, but he was staring out at nothing. He barely spoke.
Oh, was the coffee
So,
cup? Was the coffee cup anywhere?
No.
No. Okay.
And
This took-
these would be his dinner clothes, you know.
Well, let's take these clothes and hope we can go find him at the pool or something.
It's a grand idea. I'll follow your lead.
Not a bad idea. Get a man back his clothes. We can tell an orderly, too, if we don't see him.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned for the guy is all. And plus, this could lead to a good story. Let's check it out.
He seemed off his rocker, you were saying?
He seemed off his rocker. He seemed a little just out of sorts. I thought it was from too much drinking, but if he's taking off his clothes and running around in the buck, then that's probably going to be an issue.
See a little half in the bag or just off his rocker?
Unsure. But if we can't find him at the pool, we should probably call one of the attendings to see if he's in his room or something.
But not that 17-year-old that puts his finger in his whiskey.
No, that kid's off his rocker.
That kid's off his rocker.
Put him in charge of coffee and nothing else.
I do want to walk over to where he was standing and stand in that spot.
Something you
and
want to take
look
off your clothes.
Yeah. And then again look over the railing to see if there was any signs of a struggle. I'm doing a little investigative journalism.
So again, this is an upper deck. It's a deck above the base deck.
There's another deck below, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I don't know I'm not a boat professional. The most boats I know about are from the Golden Age of Piracy because I had to research. I researched that a lot during our pirate camping. But for a cruise liner, this is how they have that upper area, and then there's that lower deck. Not beneath deck, but it's kind of the way I imagine where the kitchen is that upper area that has a little bit of an offshoot, and then there's if you look over, you're I guess you could jump off from there, but not that I'm saying he's jumped off, but there is that lower outer open deck too.
Yeah, well, I was looking over to see does it drop off into the ocean or is it another deck?
You could slide down, I guess. It would be
it's flush with the side. There's another deck below, but it's flush to the side of the boat.
It's flush with the side, but if you were go to the bow of the ship, the front, that has another deck below it. But yeah.
I see. So if you leaned over, you could fall into the.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was just looking over there, seeing if there's any scuffs or anything, and then moving on and head towards the pool.
There's a big skid mark. He pooped.
He pooped along the side
George.
of it. He didn't know he
They didn't do that.
along the side of it. He did the thing that a dog does, scooting across the ground.
If we can't find George over by the pool, we can always check near his antiquities. I do know that Babs and Lenny said that he was transporting some goods as well, and I might know where the handles.
And that would all be in the actual below lower deck.
The cargo deck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's what we'll do. We'll go check out the pool, see if he decided to take a dip, and then, if we can't, we'll find one of the staff members and see if we can find out which room he's in so we could return his clothes to him there.
Yeah.
Sound good? Okay.
Sounds like a plan. I'm enjoying this investigation with you two.
Thanks.
I
like to keep busy. I like to keep busy. And if this leads to any kind of whiff of a story, that's anything better than investigating the boat, then I'll be fine.
Seems like your boring George just became missing George.
It just became curious George.
That's it. Cut it. Print.
Yes.
Cut it. Print.
Done.
I have my printing press.
All you need.
Curious. The curious case of George.
All right. So you guys will go down to the pool. There, when you walk in, when you get to the outside of the door, you will hear what sounds like muttering, echoing in the empty pool, pool room, if you will.
Sounds like we might have found our curious George.
Perhaps. I'll give a little
might be drunk.
I'll give a little knock on the door. I'm assuming we're going. This is before we've entered.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll open the door, and I'll give a knock as we're opening.
Okay. As you open, you'll just see there's this woman with shorter blonde hair, and she'll turn to you, and her eyes are really wide, not in a scared way, just really wide, and then she'll kind of turn back to the pool as she is derobing. She's wearing what looks like lounge day clothes as she's derobing,
fully.
Mm-hmm. And she's muttering to herself.
Ace takes his hat and he puts it over his head. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Is she folding her clothes as she takes them off?
Yeah.
Well, I think we found where the real party is.
Darling, do not have a water suit with you.
Darling, your TTs and your hoo-ha's out.
Chachis
your yayas and your...
she gets completely nude, and she will place them down on the edge of the pool, and she will look at you when you say that, and then she will about turn, not fast, but she will about turn, and she will take a door out. She will take in the pool room, there are probably entrances from the front side and then side entrances, is what I'll say. Mm-hmm. She will just about turn to a side entrance she's closer to. She's probably about 40 feet away from you, and she just looks at you, turns to the side door, and goes out. So you guys could, if you really wanted to, run out the door and be like, where are you going? Is there that small strip on the edge, you know what I'm talking about? There's that small side strip that would lead back to the main deck, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to follow this woman.
Okay.
I'd like to follow her at a slow pace. Ace, keep your face covered. We'll get
Yes, of course.
So everyone's following out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So you will watch as she looks over the side, she looks over the port side of the cruise. Are you saying anything, or are you just watching what she does? She kind of stands there for a moment, looking off.
I'm approaching her because I'm worried about what's about to happen.
Okay.
I got a bad feeling in my stomach.
That journalism instinct.
Darling, is everything all right? Shouldn't be out in the buck on the main deck. It's a little bit scandalous.
Out here.
And I apologize if it's because I saw. I did not intend to do so, ma'am.
And I'm kind of reaching out to kind of grab her hand, maybe.
Okay, yeah. So she'll look at you again. It's there's that feeling of the wind around you, and are you just looking at her?
Yeah.
Okay. She'll kind of turn to you when you're saying that and reaching out, and she'll just say, "To the black, to the deep." And she will just calmly get over, put herself over, and she will just calmly slide down into the water. And when you look down, maybe it's because the sun's already setting, but the water is still as she just sinks.
Ma'am?
I can't try to reach out and grab her before she goes over.
Hey, she just took herself overboard.
Try, roll.
Pat also has her own, instinctual, I'm not going over with this bitch, she's crazy. If I'm gonna try and grab her, but if I feel like I'm being tugged in, I'm letting go.
Okay, make a strength check. You will need to get under half to, have any semblance to catch her.
Certainly not. I got a 98.
So yeah, she'll say that to you, and you're like, wait, as she just... And there's just this as she goes under
dramatically,
the water.
The cigarette falls out of my mouth and clatters to the ground.
Probably clatters into the water.
Over, yeah.
You'll watch as your cigarette, she falls under the water. She'll fall into the water as there's this of her going through the water. It's very there's not a splash. There's not it's kind of
Is it just still in that spot, or is the water across? As far as I can see, still.
It's hard to tell, but it looks very still when you look down. And what I think will be that cinematic moment is she falls under, and there's just that thump, and your cigarette falls, and you watch your cigarette go under, thump, but your cigarette comes up floating as it just lists to the back of the ship. You'd never see her come back up.
Matt, what happened?
She just sunk like a rock.
I'm gonna see if I can find a life preserver somewhere around the edge, and I take it off the roping and I'm ready to throw it wherever I see her pop up. But if she's not popping up anywhere,
now is it just me, or does it sound like we have no waves hitting this ship? Isn't that something that's supposed to happen in this open water?
As a wave then finally hits.
It's like the entire sea went still and she sunk to the bottom.
Are there any employees?
You'll see maybe some type of orderly or maybe actually a deckhand way off at the front part of the bow.
Hey, a woman fell off. Are you guys going to do anything?
We need to alert the captain.
Man overboard.
A guy will rush over and be like, "What do you mean a woman fell off?"
A
she jumped?
blonde woman. I don't know who it was, but she just threw herself over the ship.
She wore a birthday suit and just jumped over the edge.
She did. She took her clothes off and just jumped right over.
No, I hate to ask this because I'm just a worker here on the ship, and he's not dressed like a servant. He's dressed a server. He's dressed like a deckhand. I know we're on international waters and boozing's been happening. This is not a booze-infested daydream, is it?
Listen, darling, I've been hitting the drink, but you can go check in the pool yourself. She folded up her clothes neatly there, and she just tipped right on over the edge. Believe the same thing happened to this George Handel fellow. We saw him earlier doing the same exact thing. We found his clothes neatly folded as well.
And no sign of him anywhere.
Well, I gotta tell the captain.
Tell the captain.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you
yes.
And like panic, he'll grab another one. That he'll find another deckhand as they're running up to go tell the captain. What are you guys doing?
I say, after the deckhand, scurries off, I say we find a staff member and find out which room was George Handel's. We can still claim that we're trying to return his clothes to him, and we can investigate the room further.
I like the sound of that. You never know what we might find.
Not too shabby, Pat Savvy.
Well, a PI and a journalist aren't too far apart. You can always help. We can tag team this investigation, and you know about antiques and insurance fraud, so we should be fine.
Wait, are you trying... Hold on. Pat, are you trying to imply that this is a very strange case of life insurance fraud that's happening?
I don't think so. That would be crazy. Why would you kill yourself for your insurance money?
We don't know that they're dead.
We don't know. I mean, I saw...
Maybe there's a submarine down there. I've heard about these German U-boats.
Well, I mean...
Could be some form of hypnosis. I've heard that's all the rage. The sea crazies.
The sea crazies.
The sea
Ocean
crazies.
madness.
You know those ocean crazies, as they're all drinking and doing opium all the time.
that weird drink.
That weird drink. That
Well,
interesting
that
drink.
weird
Maybe
drink.
they partook. Ooh, we better keep an eye on our friends. Regardless.
Barzileni, we have to make sure they're safe. They're quite the good time.
Yes.
The good time gals.
But you said George Handel was also an antiquarian or whatever.
Yes, he is.
An equestrian.
Was.
He's a
He was an
horse.
equestrian, yes.
Okay. Well, let's go check out his room. We'll find a staff member and see what we could do.
All right. So you guys will walk up, and you'll see staff roaming the halls of the cabins. It's up to you if you want to alarm them or not, or just be like, "Where's George's room?"
Normal.
Got it.
No need to cause a
Plain
fuss.
it cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me, darling.
Oh, it's you from earlier. I was the one with the finger in the whiskey.
Great.
The 17-year-old.
I'm not actually 17. I'm 22.
Right. Either way.
Cool.
Our good friend George Handel seems to have misplaced his clothes. Don't ask. We are trying to return them to his room. He seemed to be a bit in the drink, so could you just tell us which room he's staying in?
Oh, George Handel's one of the rooms I'm supposed to be in charge of, for cleaning, of course. 225 down there, just right down there. Take a right.
Thank you, darling. What was your name
Right.
again?
Zachary.
This is the sweet life.
Tell me, Zachary, do you have a twin?
Yes, Codister.
Never mind.
Codister? Okay, let's go to room 225.
All right, you guys will make your way to 225. It sounds like people are boozing in their rooms and having a laugh and a good time. You will get to the outside of 225, and it looks like the door is slightly ajar, just barely.
Looks like an invitation to me. I'd kick the door open a little bit.
You kick it open?
Yep.
All right. So, as you kick it open, I would like you to make a sanity check. Are you guys sitting behind Yvonne?
I think it's her, she kicks the door open, and we're triangle pose behind her.
So then, okay, then I would like you all to make a sanity check, please.
Yes. Oh no.
Ooh,
Yeah, no.
I'm going crazy.
If it was my original sanity, I would have been fine. Not anymore.
Did anybody succeed?
No.
No.
Nope.
All right. So,
We all went insane.
you will open the door, or kick open the door, as you will see someone or something dressed in these God, it must be some type of parka, or not parka, poncho or something that seems to have these tassels that fall off them that are dripping. When you kick it, it turns and looks at you three. All you can see of where a face would be are writhing shapes and what looks like an eye. But the eye kind of moves and darts and bulges as you see what looks like an appendage reach out that has longer hands than you'd expect. Nothing seems... It seems so familiar, yet disturbingly wet and amalgamous, as there's this loud shriek as it will then crack open the porthole and almost like marmalade falling out of a glass jar through the porthole outside. And it chills you all to your bone. I would like each of you to subtract 4 from your sanity. And because you've failed your sanity roll, I need each of you to perform a brief involuntary action. I can say it for you, or if you want to make one up, like that's like screaming, running, something like...
I'll do one.
Okay.
Since I kicked open the door. I think I kick open the door, and as I'm like, in the split second where I'm about to step in, the door opens, I see that, and I stumble back into these other two, almost shoving them against the wall behind us as I yelp.
I think once Ace hits the wall, for whatever reason, he has grenade to the face flashbacks, and he just starts gripping his chest and like holding the side of his face that like got hit with the grenade, and he's just sort of shuddering to himself.
I think, if we all kind of clatter backwards and like fall, the 3 of us, like in a pile against the wall, I think Pat starts laughing hysterically, she's like crying but laughing really hard and just like howling.
It's the scoop of the century.
Yeah. It's the story of the year.
All right, what do you guys do?
The drinks have been really hitting us a little bit strong. Maybe I shouldn't have taken so many pills.
Maybe we need more. I think we need more after that.
Eventually Ace will collect himself, but there's a moment of him basically just having a panic attack. I'm going to get up and walk into the room.
Yeah, there's booze in there.
Booze, great.
Don't drink anything.
Mm-mm.
We need to look for that strange drink with this. She said seaweed? Something along those lines?
I don't know. You say don't drink anything, but everybody, a drink would certainly calm the nerves. You all kind of collectively think.
The drink does sound great. Is there whiskey in here?
Is this like an
there's a bottle of something. It looks like whiskey, but a bit darker. Maybe rum? Doesn't really matter, does it?
Does it look tasty?
Looks like it looks like alcohol.
Does it look like it'll calm the nerves? I'm gonna have a
3
sip.
glasses. I'm gonna pour a finger each.
Honestly.
I'm not crazy, you are.
He's lapping up like a drink, 1 finger at a time.
Ace, are you alright? I saw you holding your face there.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm fine. Every now and again, phantom pain from prior.
Well, to forget, and I hold my glass up and...
I clink mine against theirs.
Cheers.
To forget everything.
Perfect.
Swig.
As you drink, it tastes kind of like gin, but not in that sting of gin. It has this almost like briny taste to it as well. Like it's been mixed with olive juice or pickle juice or something.
Seawater.
Pickletini, I knew it.
As when you drink it, you will all collectively feel like you sink. And I think collectively, just for the... Well, no, I think it doesn't really matter. I think collectively, you all sink together as you feel yourselves fall through the floor beneath you as if it was gelatin until it feels like you're floating in water. You're like kind of like closed or just like kind of like floating as if you're in the air, as all you see is the dark sea all around you. And below, you see what looks like this humming, pulsing light. Suddenly, as you're like watching, it looks like worms? Tentacles? Something writhing pierces through the light and wraps around each of your legs. And it feels good. It feels wanted. As you'll just hear warbling through the water, Ilshkatha Negrafsho Shlok, as you'll
And you guys are all sitting on like the couch inside the room.
Can I have the wherewithal to throw the bottle at the wall?
Yeah.
I'm grabbing the bottle and throwing it at the wall.
You throw it at the wall as you just watch it like just sink into the carpet.
We're not drinking any more of that shit.
I don't think it matters anymore. This is, I think we're part of something bigger.
Well, it certainly seemed bigger than all of us.
I'd like you all to make another sanity check.
Yikes. Okay.
Please.
Oh, no, just kidding, I'm a liar. Fuck.
Damn it!
I saw it
So
too and I was
close.
excited, but then...
I will give Ace advantage just because you threw the bottle.
I'm all in it. I'm leaning into this.
I got a 23, and my current is 16, so that was with the advantage.
You will only all lose one. However, this is what I will inseminate in your minds.
Ew.
You're wearing too much clothes, and a dip in the water wouldn't be that bad. Take that how you will. You're not fully going in, but there's that kind of like gnawing at the back.
We want to.
That doesn't sound horrible. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Well, stop! Like, there's that moment. It's like, stop! Like.
I think Pat will because she's wearing not a feminine suit, buttons and stuff up to the collar with a some kind of tie around the neck. She loosens her tie and undoes the first couple buttons. Feels tight in here, doesn't it?
Well, yes, it does. I'm rolling up my sleeves. It's warmer than I expected it to be. Should we go get some fresh air? Maybe some coffee? Maybe some coffee would be good after this sort of
Maybe some coffee, and maybe we stay away from, stay away from the water.
Maybe the pool.
Maybe the
Ace,
pool?
when he starts to go to loosen his tie, but then he notices that Pat does that at some point, and he stops, and he's probably just sweating profusely. He still has the hat on and still has the trench coat on, but he's just sweating.
There's a bathroom
The
in
trench
this,
coat.
Yeah.
in this room, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to the sink and I'm just gonna splash water on my face. Does that sate any of the feeling? Or does it make it worse?
I'll leave that up to you.
Can I roll for it?
Sure.
Is there a roll I can
roll
make? What would that-
roll a sanity check.
Oh boy.
Sanity? Can I roll anything else?
You're splashing water in your face.
I guess. Well, now I
Can I roll
regret it.
swim?
Can I roll swim? I have a 0 swim.
I'll give you advantage. But...
Oh! No, I got a 2.
Okay. I will say you splash water in your face, and you will look up at yourself in the mirror as there is a flash of looking at yourself with bulging eyes and elongated lips, flatter nose, and your hair's going away before you...
I dry my face or wipe it off.
And then you hear a scream on the other side of the wall of the bathroom, which would be the room next door. And all you hear is what sounds like... It sounds like basically what would happen if you cracked a melon.
Oh. Do we hear it in the...
You guys will hear the scream. Yvonne and Ace, you'll hear the...
I'll bolt over there.
I think I grip the sides of the sink and look at myself in the mirror. I feel like they're gonna want to go over there to check that out, and I really don't want to see that. So if you rush out to go to where the scream is, I'm going to slowly come out. I'm gonna stand against the wall while you guys go in, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking at whatever is.
Are you guys just gonna go in, or are you gonna listen first?
Yeah, I'm
Nope, I'm
gonna
not
run
gonna
up
listen. I'm going towards the scream.
You're just opening the door?
I think I probably heard the scream, but I'm not sure what direction it went in, so I'm just going to start opening doors and looking for somebody that's in danger.
Okay. Then I would like you to roll a sanity check.
Great. I'm going to jump off this
I like
door
that you're
at some
leading
point.
into being bad at this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, hang on. I definitely failed because it's 70-something.
Yeah,
I keep
so-
rolling really high.
I think Pat comes out of the room, puts her back against the wall, and sinks to the ground.
I think Ace is trying to find exactly what door it is and maybe listen in.
If Yvonne is going, like, out, like, I think when you come out, I, like, grab your hand and I, like, shake my head. Be like, just wait.
I think if you do that, then I will wait.
I don't know what she's up to, but we can't just keep barging in like this. I light a cigarette. We can't keep seeing things we're not meant to see.
All right. You will yet again see what looks like that same creature. You'll see this creature sitting over what this looks like someone's head that's been caved in as blood drips from its hands? Tentacles? It doesn't look... It looks like they're, like, moving and changing and writhing as it will shriek and dash at you at the front of the door. So you need to make a dodge check as it tries to hit you.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I fail. I got a 62 out of my 25.
All right. It will then slash at you, and you will... let me see how health works. For 8 hit points.
Oh my god, what?
You guys are squishy. This is not a fighting game.
Yeah.
You're a human. This thing will just, like, slash at your shoulders. It, like, caves it, like kind of like it just feels like this hand that kind of, like, hits at your shoulder and then wraps around and starts, like, melting it. It feels like your shoulder's being melted as it's holding on to you. What do you do?
I think in my weird state, I go, is there a doctor in the house?
Is there a doctor?
Is there a doctor in there?
You don't scream?
That's my scream.
What are you guys doing? You hear that?
I think if I hear that, I give you a look like I'm going to run and help, Pat.
Keep in mind, I'm down to 1 hit point now, guys.
Oh god, okay. So I say, I'll be right back. I run and like if to wherever the screaming is, and if I see this thing, I'm just gonna start punching.
Make a sanity check for looking at it again.
Oh god. Additionally, I'll say not a doctor, but a.
You lost 4 sanity for seeing it again, Yvonne. If I didn't say that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
68. No, I have like no sanity.
You'll lose 2 just because you kind of expected it.
So I see this thing, it's freaking me the fuck out, and I say, not a doctor, but a gumshoe, and I go to punch him.
You're gonna fight?
Yeah, I'm gonna brawl. Use fighting brawl.
Yep. Roll your brawl.
I got a 12, which I think might be. That is an extreme success. It's under 15, which is my 5th.
Nice. Kick his ass.
Hell yeah.
All right. So yeah, you'll kind of like kick this thing back or like push it back, pull Yvonne off, and did you shut the door or do you run back in to shut your door?
I want to have
George's
dealt as
room?
much damage as I could, punching it off of Yvonne so that I could pull her back and close the door.
Okay, yeah, you close the door, but like you see it like start boom, boom, as the door's like kind of moving. Do you want to run back to George's room?
Yes, I'm running back to get Pat.
Okay, you guys are back in the room.
Yeah, Pat's just out, like, if the door is here, I'm just against the wall right next to George's room. So if you start running into George's room, I'll scramble in behind you.
Do we stay or go?
Go! We shouldn't be on this floor anymore.
We're gonna run to a higher deck?
Okay.
At least there's more escape. So we'll run to a higher deck?
Open air, maybe.
Yeah, open air, where there's staff and people.
You have a major wound, Yvonne. Oh. I need you to make a constitution saving, or constitution throw to not fall unconscious.
Okay. I figured I basically was. No, I'm unconscious. I got 62.
Alright, Yvonne's unconscious.
I guess I'm fireman carrying her over my shoulder.
Got it. Ace with Yvonne on him is like slugging a little bit, and Pat is, you can go faster. It sounds like there's these creatures in other rooms. Not a bajillion, but like every other room you'll like you will pass and it'll be kind of this like just this torment of noise as you hear like people laughing and boozing and having a good time, and then the crush of that melon sound and the shrieking of these creatures, and then boozing and laughing and jazz, and then crack and gnash and gnaw as you guys are just, I think it's kind of like there's probably a point where you're like this, Pat, you're just like you can't hear it.
I'm just running. I'm running to try and get to the captain's quarters. Like, I'm like, we have to go to someone with authority and like tell them what's going on.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's where my goal is. So I'm not like looking back to look at Ace at all. I'm just running. Like
Okay. Yeah, so you start running up. Ace, you're carrying Yvonne.
Same thing. I think you're just having the horror of hearing all of those noises, and it does feel like it's swirling in your brain as well. It's just like there's probably these fleeting thoughts of maybe the water would be better, but you're like no. Like as you're just going forward, you're on the 3rd deck, so you'll have to go up 2 decks to get to the one. Are you not going to stop at all to try to heal Yvonne?
I don't know how healing works, but
you have to do the first aid skill or medicine if you find medicine.
First aid skill. I've got a 30 on that, which is the minimum.
It can be attempted by 2.
If you, like... I have a decent... It's not great, but it's not horrible. If we get to a point where we're, like, maybe it's a quieter area, like, if that happens when we, like, get above a certain level...
I want to make sure that we're safe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Where do you want to stop, Pat, to make sure that they're behind you?
If we, like, have just gone up a level, because we have to go up 3, right? If we've gone up a level, I'm gonna, like, slowly remove my hands from my ears and hear, like, if I can hear anything.
Nothing.
Or listen to see if there's anything, like, scary.
No. You're on the 2nd level, which is, again, where all the activities in the kitchenette and such are.
Okay. Let's go, I'll go to the kitchenette and go there to try and see if there's any, like, first aid for, like, people who cut their fingers or something,
right.
you know? Like
roll a spot hidden.
4.
Okay, yeah, you'll find a full first aid kit.
Great. And then I will...
But that point
sure
is when Ace
me.
is, like, probably coming up and is just, like... Ace's eyes are probably, like, bugging because Ace, like, had to experience all the noises.
And I'm so sweaty.
Relax. I'm gonna take Yvonne from you, kind of, as you, like, set her down. I'm gonna be like, sit, relax.
Takes the hat off. It's like fanning himself.
And I'm gonna try and, like, remove her clothes from where that wound is to get a better look at it, and attempt to gauze it, or, like, clean it, and then wrap it in whatever way I can. Or, if I want to be really fucked up about it, if it looks like her arm's hanging on by the thread and I know I can't fix it, I'm gonna cut it off.
Is there a way to cauterize?
True, we have cauterization stuff.
And there's a stove.
And there's a stove. So if I need to cut off your arm, I
that'll
will.
wake me up.
All right, evens or odds for which? Evens it's off, odds it's on?
Evens it's off. Yeah.
I got a 96. So
You
yeah,
cool with this,
it's like falling off.
I think it's like my reasonable brain. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do anything to help this at this point. It needs to just come off.
Got it.
So I will go. I'm like looking at Ace and I'm like, just like kind of like look at you in an acknowledgement of like, I'm going to do what I have to do. And I'm going to put a knife on the stove, or like a cleaver on the stove to like heat it up. And I'm going to chop her arm off. I'm going to lay her down on a cutting board.
So, if you want to do this as a medicine kind of check with the first aid and all this shit you're doing, it will take an hour to do. Which means you're doing this for an hour, and I'll let Ace kind of like be the lookout, if you will. But it's going to take an hour for you to do all of this shit. So you're probably honestly in like the back chef area. Like there's probably like that back like kitchen area that like just to be enclosed somewhere that isn't like as open as like where the bruncheon the luncheon area is and the outer deck. As you're just like, Ace, I need time.
Yeah. Like, I'm about to do some whack shit. I think also, to play into, like, the psychological thing, Pat has taken her shirt completely off to one of those, like, tank tops underneath, because she feels like she needs to constantly be taking her clothes off. Maybe her shoes as well.
So, you're doing that. That's successful. Roll a d3, and then add 1 to it, and that's how much health.
2.
Okay. So, you'll get 3 health in total back, so you're at, what, 4 now?
Yeah.
Jesus. As this is happening, we're going to get to Ace in a second. In your unconscious state, Yvonne, as you are like unconscious and like you get you fall through almost like you're falling through memories, but then it looks like you're falling through the ship, and it leads you to the cargo hold where you just see this dark crate. Specifically, a wooden crate stained with dark brine, and the scent of salt and decay wafts between its warped planks. The nails, though rusted, seem almost fused with the wood, as though time and pressure have conspired to seal something away rather than merely store it. A strange spiraling sigil is burned into the lid, and its lines twisting in on themselves like unfathomable depths of the ocean. The moment you look upon it, it feels familiar and safe, but then there's this rush of no. There looks to be a waif of a younger man, maybe 20, maybe 18, who knows, that lays a hand upon it. And you watch as he pries it open, and inside is what looks like this small glass sarcophagus that has kind of this dark, briny liquid inside. And laying in this liquid is something you cannot fathom. You can't really focus on it, but all you focus on is this man saying, Ilshkathar, Nagroth Shur Shlok. In the depths the whisper call, Shalok Naroth the tide. To the black, to the deep, Shakoroth, the abyss. Ilshkathar, by salt and bone, Eldvathar Shanach. Through night unknown, Shanarathar, the ship will sink. Beneath your will, we drown and think. To you. And then you will just hear him kind of say, I pray unto you, the sunken prophet, as he slowly starts taking off his clothes and folding them next to the crate. And you just see, on a collar, you see a TW. You'll wake up from that in a second. Ace, what are you doing during this time?
Trigger warning.
I think Ace has taken his hat off. At this point, the trench coat comes off. His tie is loosened, and his shirt is slightly unbuttoned at the top. And he's keeping an eye on every entrance. Anytime that Pat needs help with the procedure, he will help out, but otherwise he's keeping an eye out of all the entrances, seeing if he sees any of the deckhands anywhere to be like, hey, what the fuck?
If you look around, you don't see... Well, you do see a couple deckhands, you think. As they're just slowly removing their clothes.
Oh, no.
Neatly folding it. And you watch probably 10, 20 people. Lower deck. You scream and yell, they can't hear you. As they just slip into the water, which now looks black. And even worse, looking at this top deck and the lower deck from where you are, littered with folded clothes. By that point, an hour's passed. As you wake up, Yvonne.
I think the ship is going to sink. I try to move my arm and I look.
Make a sanity check. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was hoping I would be going insane. I'm already there. 81.
Yeah.
I have not made a single...
You will lose 5 sanity, which does some stuff to you. How much have you lost in total? What was your total, and what do you have now?
My total is 35. I'm at 21 now. I've lost 14.
14. Okay. I need you to make an intelligence roll now.
Okay. I made that.
Good. On a success, you've realized the meaning of the horror you see and undergone temporary insanity.
No, you succeeded the wrong one.
Always.
So, during this time, the control of the investigator is either... so I can instruct you how to act, which is basically, I think, you remember what you heard, and you kind of understood. I'll say you from that vision you saw... You are going crazy. You were going insane. You were feeling the pull of the depths below like you've never thought before. All you know is this thing is called Ilshkathar, and it is known as the Sunken Prophet. And because obviously I want you to keep playing, so don't just be I'm going to jump off now. But feel free to go as insane and be you're falling for this.
Mm-hmm.
What I'll say is, this thing, the 2,000 passengers and crew aboard, and the ship itself will become part of the collective of this prophet to sink towards its total goal of being towards the depths below to the old ones. And you want that. You want to be an apostle of this prophet.
And this ship is your sanctuary to go to the depths.
Great. I'm
So-
going to help people learn.
Yeah, so play with that as you will.
But did you awake saying, like, the ship's gonna sink or no?
Yes.
Okay.
That was before she looked at her arm and went a little more crazy.
Right.
I think I, like, jolt awake, say the ship's going to sink, look at my arm, and then, like, a sudden calm just comes over me. And I look at Pat, and I, like, put my hand outside her face and say, well, I think the sunken prophet is here for us. Don't you see Ilshkathar?
She's lost it.
No. We need to become a part of the, what was that, community? Part of the...
Congregation.
Well, I have to tell everyone. We've become part of the congregation.
And you want to go see that
Don't
crate
you
because
see?
he's down, or it's down there.
I need to go down to the hold. You should come with me. I think our answer's there.
You just lost your arm.
I start walking out the door. Come on. All the answers we seek are down in the hold, I guarantee it.
I look at Ace. Keep your wits. I think she's right. We should go down there.
If you're heading ahead, Yvonne, I think for a second I'll stick back with Pat. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna whisper.
We know where the cargo is, and we know she's lost her marbles, so we're gonna let her go for a second.
yeah.
And looking at her too, sorry to interrupt you, but like, it's like she woke up. I mean, obviously she was going to look like shit waking up from that, but her eyes seem very focused, but the like, her eyes are so sunken and like the bags under her eyes are like immediately appear. More than just like from a traumatic, shocking thing that just happened, but there's this like sick smile.
Yeah.
But I'll say to Pat, I'll whisper, two things. If this ship is really going under, beeline towards a lifeboat and just wait for rescue. The other thing, I feel myself slipping.
So do I.
So the moment you notice that I'm too far gone, go.
Same for you.
Shake on it.
We shake.
Mm-hmm.
I think whatever we're about to see in the cargo hold is gonna send us over the edge.
Yeah. If I could put a number to my amount of sanity, it's less than 15.
Yeah.
Yvonne, as you're walking to, I think there's kind of like, up, another one. And you just kind of do that every so often. You both will kind of pick it up as, I guess someone else jumped.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll just be like, it makes the profit grow.
Ace, please. I think I'm holding Ace's hand. Like, I'm like holding it in like a, I need security, but also that way you can't run. You can't go over the edge too. Like, I'm like, we're gonna stick together because we're the only two that apparently have brains right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
he'll
think
hold
as
your
I'm
hand.
as I'm slowly walking and I see that too, if I pass by anyone that's like on the edge about to jump, I think I put my hand gently on them and I give them a little shove to the prophet.
And they smile and fall. Yeah, as you guys keep going, you're going below and below and below. You will at a point make it to the ballroom. You'll watch as, you will see Babs. And she is... Oh! You all, I'm glad you made it to the party.
Is she the only one in the room?
Yep, and clothes all around her.
Say, Babs, where's Leo?
He just decided to go for a dip. I wasn't really sure. I wasn't sure because of I didn't...
Hey, darling. And I give her a cigarette.
Calm your nerves.
Calm your nerves.
Well, I don't know if he went for a dip or not, but he said he knew where Thomas was below. But he got all naked about it. And sure, with pineapple swing or whatever, but I don't know if the cargo deck's the best place to do all that.
Well,
You're
he's
okay.
already become a part of the congregation. You should follow him, Babs.
No, I'm good.
Good.
I'd rather,
You got your
I'd rather
wits
do the
about
Charleston.
Yeah. I like pat her, like I'm like touching her in like a like calming kind of way, like whatever. You've got your wits about you. You're doing okay.
I hate to interrupt you, Dylan. What the heck in the hoot happened to her arm?
Sacrifice.
Nothing, it's fine.
Nothing, it's fine.
Don't pay attention.
Don't pay attention to her.
Workplace
kill
hazard? Insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud.
Of course. Yeah, of course it's insurance fraud. I could have told her that. Here, I'll drink to that. I'm drinking.
And then she just dies of alcohol poisoning.
She's drinking whiskey.
Great.
But she did say she drank that drink she said. It sounded like she said she drank it.
Have you had any feelings recently about, do you want to
I'm not a swimmer myself. I don't really want to swim.
Okay, good. No,
you need to. It'll embrace you.
I'm starting to think there was some type of drug in that drink from last night.
I think so too.
But also, it's weird, because a lot of the servers didn't drink any of it, but they started taking off their clothes and getting naked driving off where?
I don't have any answers for you.
Also, I saw something horrific upstairs.
So did we.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yep, that's where the arm went.
It's not just you.
Maybe it was just a prophet. Maybe you should listen to that.
What the hootin' heck is she talking about?
She is in the drink, so to speak. She's having her own kind of time. We're just trying to keep our wits about us. We just have to focus on ourselves and keep it all together. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna
Don't pay attention to her.
I went up to the captain earlier, and he was nakeder than a fish, and I didn't know what that meant. So
The captain went over?
I don't know. He was just naked in his room. Well, whatever you call it. The place where the helm is. I don't know why I know that word, but I don't know the rest. Anyway.
The place where the helm is.
I found keys, and I'm very much considering getting a lifeboat and just swimming all the way through the Atlantic to wherever I find.
Why don't
Babs,
you go...
I don't hate that idea, Babs.
Babs, why don't you go try and secure a lifeboat? We have to go with her and check something out, and I will meet you at the lifeboat, and we can get out of here.
I'll be on the port side. I'm really afraid anyone's going to try to give me a drink or look at me. I saw people in this really weird ponchos. Like the thing I saw upstairs.
I think you should join us.
You don't pay attention to them. You don't give them a look. You don't give them a look. They're the media. You ignore them. Ignore the media.
They're below you, Babs. You're the 1%.
I don't know you.
Yeah. And you just keep drinking that whiskey, and you go get a boat, and I will meet you over there in 2 shakes.
Of a lamb's tail.
Here, have another cigarette. I give it to for safe. You keep that.
All right.
Keep your wits.
Port side. See you there.
Babs, put on your best clothes. You got the cat's meows style. You're good.
I'm shaking and I'm dancing and
Yeah.
Oh, Lenny.
We're gonna get out of here.
All right. What are you doing?
I'm still doing my slow walk towards...
I feel like you're giving like the It Follows walks.
Oh no.
100%. 100%. And I'm like helping people fall to the depths as I go. Giving everyone my blessed touch.
I look at Ace and I'm like, at this point, do we even go down there or do we just go to the boat? We have to for the story.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be... You probably have a camera, to be honest. If you're a journalist, you have a camera.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go for this.
Because you probably have your pack on you all day.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so if I see another creature, I'm gonna have my camera out and ready, actually. So if I see another creature, I can put my camera in front of my face.
I did hear TW. Do we think Thomas's last name begins with a W?
It does. It does. Full disclosure,
What can lead you to him?
I was hired to find Thomas. He's a missing son for this woman that hired me.
Well, I think we found him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get him. You'll get your man and I'll get my story and we'll get the hells out of here.
And you'll get your arm back.
And we'll all be embraced.
And you'll get your arm back, probably.
I don't even feel it.
I'll tell you what. If I go cuckoo and you run out of here like we promised, we shook on it. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about this story. Because you can go to Denise in Hell's Kitchen, go to my office, you could rummage through all my case files.
Perfect.
Tell her that I sent you.
Okay.
And then she won't believe you, so what you're going to want to say is, Verdun. Just say Verdun.
Verdun?
Verdun.
Okay. Whatever you say, if I get out of here.
All right. So
we're continuing.
You guys keep going down. You guys will slowly make your way, and yeah, it's that same thing of just like people, like, I think, honestly... Yvonne's doing her thing, and you guys are just like, yeah, horse blind. You're like, you don't want to look. Do you take pictures as you go down?
Yeah, no, it's like, I kind of forgot I was even here to be a journalist. I've just been seeing some crazy shit, so now I think I'm using almost the camera as like a protective, like, lens. Like, I'm not looking at anything directly, I'm only going to be looking through my camera. Like, if I hear a sound, I'll like take the picture, and keep going.
I have a like little hidden compartment, it's a fake cigarette container. You know those like little tiny like cameras that are like flat that you can hide? I have one of those that I'm going to be taking photos with as well.
Got it. Okay. Are either of you looking honestly for weapons? Or would you have one as a PI? Would you have like a small... I don't know if you would or wouldn't.
You could say that I have a small pistol, but honestly, I have way more... I'm better at punching than I am shooting.
Okay.
I probably have a little pistol on me. I'll hand you the gun because I'm more confident in my punching ability.
How'd you beam shoot him?
It's a snub nose. You got 8 rounds in it. It's got a double action trigger.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, sure.
Make sure to cock it first.
All right. As Miss One Arm goes forward, she will find like kind of like the entrance to the.
I found a new arm.
Ivana Humpala. She will find the door to the cargo hold below, which is opened, and it looks like the closer you get to it, there is just trails and trails of bare footprints.
I take a picture.
I open the door. Yeah. I open the door to it and say, lead the way. Thomas is down there. And so is all of our answers.
You got it, Yvonne. You've been leading us this whole time.
Yeah, go after you.
Alright, don't tally.
Ladies first.
I walk forward.
You guys will walk down like these steps until you get into like almost like it's like the cargo hold where there's a bunch of boxes, but there's just this open area where there is this box and a bunch of naked people full prostrated to it, and they're all mumbling that same prayer that I said earlier in Yvonne's vision.
I take a picture.
I was hoping you'd do that. As they will all get up and look at you.
I take a picture when they look.
I take another.
They're naked.
Yvonne, you do not like that they just took pictures.
I smack both cameras out of my hands if I can.
She will smack them out of your hands. They don't break, I'll say, but she does smack them out of your hand.
What the
The
hell?
Sunken Prophet does not like that. That is offensive to the congregation.
Sorry. I kind of like take a step back.
Did you try to pick it up?
Yeah. I won't take any more. I'm gonna put the like strap over my head and have it dangle.
Same here, and I put it in my pocket.
All right.
I pull out my little barrette that's in my hair is actually a letter opener. So I just pull that out.
Oh no.
I'm watching you two.
All right. Yvonne, you will walk over to the cultist as you start kind of like, I think, do you want to just go full fucking crazy?
Yes.
Okay, you remove all your clothes and you neatly fold
Great.
them and put them down as you kind of make this speech if you want to. But basically you're going to sacrifice all the people that are around there to bleed into the crate, onto the sarcophagus, which does seem bigger than from what your vision is. So if you guys were watching the movie, it seemed like this big, and now it's like this big. And the sarcophagus is growing with each plunge.
Yes, I'm absolutely doing that. Do I take my little letter opener and like stick it in their side or like stick it in their...
Yeah, and their heads will just fall into the crate as blood pours. But the blood looks more like black ichor than it does blood.
Do I see
Is
anyone?
Thomas here?
Yeah, I was going to see. Do I see anyone with a pile of clothes with the TW on the collar?
You do. I think if Yvonne started at one end, he'll be like the last one, if you will, just for experience.
I'm going to say out
What
loud.
what was the name of the Sunken Prophet again? The whatever?
Ilshkathar.
Ilshkathar. Okay, so I'm gonna say, Ilshkathar welcomes you. Drown and think upon the prophets. Sunken Prophet's embrace.
Thomas!
You kind of see like his head go up and he'll like turn around, wide-eyed.
Your mother is worried about you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh.
I got a 56 and my limit's 30. I could try to push the roll, but that might be rough because it'd be an extreme failure if I
Why not?
fuck up.
Use your luck. You could use your luck.
Okay, I'm going to try to push the roll. I got an 11. That's under the half. That's under half.
Hell yeah.
Mother's looking for me?
Mother's looking for you, Thomas, and you're going to come back with me now.
He'll like slowly get up. Yvonne, what are you doing?
How close am I to Thomas?
You're probably like on the opposite side of the sarcophagus while you're doing your weird
I'm going to stand in his way. I'm not going to like push anything. Thomas, the prophet is expecting you. You can't leave him wanting like that.
I don't want to be part of this anymore.
You've already welcomed his embrace.
I want to try and
I
get
put my
him out of
hand
there.
on his chest and I'm like kind of pushing him back towards the sarcophagus.
Thomas, your mother needs you. You have your whole life to live ahead of you. New York is gonna blossom.
No, this is your life.
I'm gonna hold the gun to Yvonne's head.
Well, she's further from you.
To my head.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm pretty far.
Point at it.
You can point it at.
Well, is Thomas in the way? Because I don't want to do that. Like, if I will run up and put the gun to her head to give Thomas a chance to get away.
Sure.
Yeah. Let him go. Run. And I kind of put my hand to give Thomas the chance to run back towards Ace.
Thomas will kind of follow, tumble, but catch himself as he falls to Ace, and Ace you've already taken off your jacket and put it around him.
Yeah, well, I did have it off upstairs.
So we don't have it.
I can take my shirt off. I take my shirt off and put it. That's what Thomas says, and he's kind of like Winnie the Poohing it right now.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of clothes on the ground.
There are a bunch of clothes on the ground.
You're by them.
Yeah,
That's true, I am by them.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just gonna say this because it's fun. He's looking like Captain America, Ace, like under the like right when he comes out of the machine. Mostly because he was sweaty. Because he's really sweaty.
Perfect.
I'm gonna try and take a couple steps back while holding the gun straight at Yvonne.
I'm gonna hold my hand out so that if as Pat's stepping back, I can grab her and we can keep going.
I don't care what you do. Take the deep one, the dark one. I don't care what you do. You praise him. You send off your sacrifices. But leave Thomas be and leave us be. We're getting out of here. And I'm backing
you're
up.
already praising him. Ilshkathar has already welcomed you into his embrace.
Okay.
It's only a matter of time.
As she's speaking, you watch as you see a figure kind of you hear clink as the glass sarcophagus opens and black waters fall out. And you see this figure rise out of the waters from the sarcophagus that's now spilling into the crate and onto the floor of the cargo hold. It kind of resembles a humanoid. The proportions are wrong, though. The limbs are too long and fingers are tapering in webbed, sinewy appendages. The skin's translucent and slick as if waterlogged for centuries. As it kind of moves, it's very unnatural in its grace, and its joints bending as though the sea itself is guiding it. Its flesh is pale and bloated, tinged a murky green, stretched tight over a skeletal frame that suggests something both human and utterly alien. Clusters of barnacles and deep growths cling to its body, pulsing as though it's still alive, and from the cracks, gaping mouth dribbles a steady trickle of seawater that never seems to stop. But its eyes, if they can be called that, are the worst. Where sockets should be, there are only hollow abysses, black as the deepest trenches of the ocean. And yet, despite their emptiness, they see. When it turns to gaze upon you all, a suffocating weight settles in your chest, a deep gnawing hunger, a longing for something nameless and vast, an urge to let the waters take you. Its voice is a chorus of distant echoes, the sound of waves crashing against forgotten shores, of bells tolling beneath the tide. When it speaks, it does not use words. It bypasses language altogether, filling the mind with visions of drowning, of cold pressure wrapping around flesh, of being swallowed by something far greater than oneself. It does not need to chase its victims. It calls to them, and the deeper they listen, the less they resist, until they sink beneath the waves and never surface again. And with that, I would like you all to make a final sanity check to see if you succumb or run.
This
Yvonne,
is so rough.
you can just be crazy if you want and go with it.
I failed it anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna lean deep into the crazy. I'm so excited about this.
Is this something that I'm allowed to push?
Yeah.
Can I use all my luck to succeed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, join me. Be crazy. Come on, it's so much fun and warm.
I pushed it, and I got a 6.
So,
That's I have a 13 currently.
I'm using most of my luck to succeed.
all right. So then you both succeed. You take Thomas, who Thomas for a moment is reaches out towards Yvonne and that thing, and you will yank him back as you probably fire him and carry him. As when you're running,
I think you do exactly what you should not, Pat. And as you hear a crack underneath the floor of the hold, as you see this thing kind of almost like floating in a font of water, that is where the crate is, and Yvonne just standing in front of it, as there's this crack and water starts to rush in. And I think as you guys get to the top of the steps, I think you do, for the last moment, flash. Take a shot. And there's this shriek and scream, and probably Ace will grab your shirt to pull you up as you guys make your way to the upper deck, where you will see, of the remaining 2,000s, there is just a bunch of naked people standing on the edge of the boat, looking outward. And it is dark, and it is black seawater, and just a single moon up there. As you will see, Babs kind of just like rushing you over. It's almost like there's no noise and nothing but noise at the same time, as you will get onto the boat as quick as you can, like work your way out as you shove off and go away from the boat. At a point, you will see just what looks almost like it's like black liquid in this area around the boat, as it is slowly sinking, and you just see it like lined with all of those naked people, as it just seems to slowly go down, almost like it itself is swimming. It will just fall under, and you will see this thing rise above, point to the sky, and you will watch as the stars seem to go around the moon and go down, as in almost like this fell swoop. In one fell swoop, you just see the entire thing and the ship fall. And it is just you four.
When it's gone, does the water, like, return to the normal?
It looks like the black water shrinks to a small pin and then disappears. You two, Babs and Thomas, are on that lifeboat for about 2 days before you see something. You see a boat in distance do a flare, and they catch you. They will bring you back to New York because you're closer to New York than you are London. You write your stories, Pat.
I don't know if I even published them.
Yeah, that's up to you. I didn't think you would either. If you did, no one would believe you. But like, you write your stories, but like, I think even looking at the pictures sends you in a spiral, so you probably keep him in a box. I feel like you and Ace probably stay in contact. Ace, you return Thomas to his mother. She pays you handsomely for it. And Babs offers you guys any help financially ever. And she's like, I'm going back to Texas. Actually, I'm going to go to Colorado, somewhere landlocked.
That's so fair, darling.
Yeah. Now, a few months pass. I don't know if you guys are working together now. Let's just say you guys are now.
I was going to say, they started dating.
I was actually going to say, I think at some point Ace was going to show up with flowers at like wherever she was working.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was feeling some kind of connection here.
There was something there.
Okay, so you guys are dating. It's been about like 6 months since it's all happened. And you both wake up in the middle of the night. The window's open in your New York apartment. You're in your dressing gowns, like your nightgowns, your clothes. But the clothes that you wore for the day, you see them both very neatly folded on chairs. And you just hear very far off in the distance, like the lapping of waves on the shores of New York. And that's where we're at this session.
Yeah.
Yes. That was so cool. That was so fun. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's episode of The Table is Yours. Our next episode premieres next Friday, and if you're a member of our Patreon, then you'll be able to listen to our commentary track for this episode next week. Speaking of next week, there will also be a new episode of The Table Talks, the official The Table is Yours after show, where we talk about each episode and our thoughts on the campaign. Other bonus content will be available for those $5 and up tiers going forward, and much more. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us everywhere on social media to stay up to date with everything The Table is Yours.
The Table is Yours releases episodes in video and podcast format every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can follow The Table is Yours everywhere at the handle @TTIYDND. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the table next time.